So a few weeks ago, on the very first day that I had my brand new DJI Light 2X1, I nearly lost it. And not because of any software glitch, not because of a battery fault, and not because the actual drone did anything wrong. It was predictably entirely my fault. I looked outside, saw some blue skies and thought that'll do. So I grabbed the drone and headed outside. What I hadn't done was check the actual wind conditions. I hadn't really paid much attention to my battery levels either, and by the time I realised that I was flying in much stronger headwind than I expected, things started to go a little sideways. But interestingly, I managed to eventually get the drone home, but that was only after I actually lost it and I had to go and find it. But it was one of those moments that makes you stop and think. So as drone pilots, we do spend hundreds, sometimes thousands of pounds on drones, cameras and batteries. And yet most of us rely on half a dozen apps and websites before we even take off. We usually have one app for the weather, another for the airspace, maybe a third one for camera settings. And sometimes we also need checklists, and it all becomes a bit of a juggling act really, where you're trying to get everything in place before you actually take off. So I started looking out for something that brought everything together in one place, and that's when I came across the dronecompanion.co website. Now, if you're new here, my name's Andrew, and on this channel, I like to cover everything to do with drones and flying tips, tutorials, and honest reviews to help you get your most from your different drones. So if that sounds like something you enjoy, I would really appreciate it if you could do the like, subscribe, and the notification bell, as it really does help the channel out no end. Now, when it does come down to this video, it's not going to be some sort of fluff piece. I am going to give you my honest opinion because I think as subscribers, that's exactly what you need. So the easiest way to describe the Drone Companion app is basically like having your own drone assistant. So instead of you having to have 5 or 6 different websites and checking everything before you go out to fly, Drone Companion puts everything into one web-based platform. So whether or not you're using a Windows PC, a MacBook, a tablet, or your phone, while you stand out in the field, everything is going to be synced together. Now, better still, it's available worldwide and it supports multiple languages, so it's not going to be limited to one country or region. And this was a feature that genuinely surprised me. And instead of giving everybody exactly the same advice, Drone Companion does ask you a series of questions before you do any sort of flights. So it's going to ask you, first of all, what drone you're flying. And if you're flying a DJI drone, then this is absolutely fine. And this is one of the points I will be honest with you, I was disappointed in. Now, there are other manufacturers other than DJI, but I couldn't find any of these listed on the website. So there was no mention of Hover, Potensic or Skyrover. Now, I did reach out to Drone Companion and they advised me that this was purely based on the market share and they would be looking to add other drones if there was enough demand for it. So you may be a little bit limited when it comes to some of the more tailored individual drones and features you got on the website. But I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't let that put you off because there are a lot of features which will benefit all pilots for every individual drone. Now, other questions it's going to ask you is, are you filming landscapes, wildlife, people? What's the weather like? Is it sunny, cloudy, overcast? What sort of lighting are you working in? And then once you've answered all these sort of questions, it's going to create a personalized camera and flight recommendations based on the setup that you're actually using. Now, even better, you can then go on and save those settings as profiles within the actual app itself. So imagine you found the perfect settings for filming sunsets on your DJI Mini 5 Pro, or maybe you've got your DJI Neo 2 out and you've got it dialed in for tracking mountain bikes. So this means you simply save those settings and then next time you fly in similar conditions, you've already got the settings there ready to recall instantly. And I honestly think this is one of the cleverest parts of the whole system because we've all said to ourselves, what setting did I use here last time? And now obviously don't have to remember. Now, one thing I did find here is that if you're flying a drone such as the DJI Neo 2, it only gives you options you can't control if you're flying with things such as your mobile phone and the app, things like white balance. Now, obviously not everyone's flying with a controller and some settings mentioned are only available via a controller. And I do know from making my own videos that sometimes I've made a comment about a function and then been contacted by subscribers who can't find that setting, only for me to go back and say it's via the controller only. But saying that, one small detail that I did like about it is that if you are planning on flying indoors, it actually does recommend you changing your return to home behavior to hover instead of return to home. So it was a nice little safety feature. Now, when it comes to weather, most of us use weather apps, and basically they're just going to say whether or not it's going to be raining or not. But as a drone pilot, you do need a little bit more than that. So Drone Companion does give you an instant weather summary as soon as you log in, and then you can dive deeper into it, and that's going to become much more useful. So it does allow you to search by your town, your city, or your postcode before you're actually traveling anywhere. So rather than having to drive an hour only to discover the conditions are going to be terrible before you leave home, you're going to have all the information available straight at your fingertips. Not only that, but it shows wind speeds at different altitudes. And that's really important because it may be calm when you're taking off, but that doesn't mean it's going to be calm at 120 meters up. Now it also shows you the wind direction, and that again is going to make it easy to plan your flights so you can fly into the wind at first and then obviously return home with a tailwind. Trust me, that's something every pilot should be doing naturally. Now it also includes the KP index if you're interested in solar activity, along with a multi-day forecast for you to plan any flights in the future. If you're enjoying the video so far, if you could do the thumbs up, it would be appreciated and does help the channel reach more people. And if you'd like to support the channel a little further, there's also a link there for Buy Me a Coffee. And if you could do the subscribe thing, that would be great as well. Now, another feature I use quite regularly, especially when I'm out in areas I'm not familiar with, is the integrated airspace map. And they've linked this directly with the altitude angels, so you can quickly see whether or not there's going to be any restrictions on the area you're planning on flying in. And again, yes, there is dedicated airspace apps available, but this, as I said, bring everything together. So having it integrated means you've got one less app to switch between when you're planning your day out. And really, it's little things like that which save you time. Now, it also provides you with in-depth information about any restrictions that are going on in that area and obviously who to contact in relation to your flying. And again, this is invaluable for new areas if there's any special limited restrictions. Now, another one of the features they got is going to be the flight spot section. And like most pilots, I'm always looking for somewhere near where I can go to fly the drone. And the hardest part isn't always about flying, it's actually about finding somewhere which is worth driving to and flying in the first place. So this is great if you're traveling somewhere you're unfamiliar with or if you've run out of local places to film. And it's also helpful because you may even stumble across a little hidden gem that you would have never found otherwise. That said, it's possibly one of the more limited features at the moment. And this is because the number of flight spots really depends on how many people have added locations in the area that you live. So if you live somewhere that's more rural, you may not really see many suggestions. But hopefully, as more pilots start contributing to the database, it obviously will continue to grow. But I do think it has the potential of becoming one of the most useful features you've got within Drone Companion. Now here's something most of us don't think we'll need until we do actually forget something. And it's those simple things that you forget that can really ruin your day's flying. So not checking the weather, forgetting an SD card, not tightening the propeller, using the wrong batteries. We've all done at least one of those things before. So Drone Companion does include a customizable pre-flight checklist that walks you through everything you need to do before you actually take off. So you may think you're experienced to know all of this, but even myself, after 9 years of flying, I've almost ended a drone or two, and that's mainly because I've missed some small detail before I go flying. Now, one thing I wasn't expecting on Drone Companion is just how much learning material is going to be included in the site itself. And that's especially important for people who are new to flying. So if you ever wondered what ND filter should I use today, do I need an ND16, an ND32, or maybe none at all? But as I said earlier, this is all based around DJI. So you basically go on, tell it what drone you're flying, highlight the lighting conditions, and then it's going to recommend what filter to use. And then even better, it explains why. So added to this, there's also a plethora of guides on everything from safety of the drone, the camera, the ISO, shutter speeds, video, color profiles, gimbal and stabilization, and even audio considerations, and up to SD cards. So there's no more real need to Google every subject, as it's all there already. And as I said, it's ideal for beginners, but it's equally as useful when you've forgotten something and you need a quick refresher. Another feature that I think beginners will really appreciate is going to be the flight school. Now, within the app itself, there's roughly 45 different training modules, and they're going to cover everything from basic safety, camera control, right the way through to more advanced filming techniques. Now, I'm not saying it's going to replace real flying experience, because obviously nothing will. But if you're just starting out, having some sort of structured lessons available in one place is a really nice addition, and it is going to help you get flying and more proficient a lot quicker. And it even gives you a little certificate at the end to show that you've completed the course and all the effort that you've put into making yourself a better pilot. Another feature I quite like is the community tips section. So really you need to think of this as a collection of advice from other drone pilots, and they're going to be covering every subject from photography and camera settings right up to safety and flying techniques. And every now and again, you will come across a little tip that makes you stop and think, why haven't I been doing that? So it's a great way to pick up sort of practical ideas from people with real world experience, rather than just trying to read it from a manual. But that said, it can be a little bit limited. And that's because it's community driven, and the quality of the tips can vary, and some of them may be fairly basic, especially if you've been flying drones for a few years. Now, it's not going to be something you're going to use every single day, but it's definitely worth dipping into from time to time, because you never know, you may find that one little tip which genuinely will improve the way that you either fly or film. And then finally, you got the profile page, and that's going to give you an overview of your progress as a pilot, and also the skills that you've completed when you're using the Drone Companion website. Plus, your drone configurations are there as well for easy access. So as I said, it's not going to be a fluff piece, but really what could be better, and is it worth it? Now, no product is perfect, and I will be honest, when I first tried it, I really wanted to find something that was missing and needed to be improved. The drone settings are mainly based around DJI, as I said earlier, and other drones don't get a mention. So if you have anything like a Hover, a Potensic or a Sky Rover, you are going to be missing out slightly. But that won't matter when it comes to other things like the flying areas and the skills, because obviously they're going to be universal to everyone. There is the fact you're going to need an internet connection, but that's going to be the same with all apps. So that's no fault of Drone Companion. So I can't really criticize it for that. Now, next is the fact that it's not an actual app, it's just web-based. And this really isn't a problem, because you just need to add the web address to your home screen and then it instantly becomes like an app. And in a lot of ways, this is better, because it means that every change that is made to the website is going to be instantly available to you on your phone. You're not going to be waiting for the next update, because it's already going to be there automatically. However, even with brand new drones such as the Avata 360, you may need to wait a couple of weeks before those new DJI drones are added. So in all honesty, I'm more disappointed in myself, because I couldn't really find anything to complain about within the Drone Companion app. There's everything you need as a beginner or even an experienced pilot already contained within one central location. And that's fantastic, because there's so much for you to explore and a vast amount of knowledge and information all available in one place. Now, I would like to see more integration with additional drone manufacturers such as Hover, and maybe some future automation with things like the DJI Neo 2 and using mobile phone apps. Because from my point of view, the less information we have to put in, the better. And finally, if you do fly your drone maybe 2 or 3 times a year or on holiday, you probably won't find anything that's really going to be available other than the available places for you to fly. This is definitely aimed more towards people who do fly regularly. So the big question is, would I recommend Drone Companion? And yes, I actually would. And it's not because it's going to make your drone flying any better. And it's not because it's going to sort of guarantee you're going to get cinematic footage. but it's because it's going to make you a more organized drone pilot. It's going to encourage you to check the weather regularly, to make sure that you plan your flights properly, to think about the airspace that you're flying in and make sure that you are allowed to fly in that airspace, to use the correct settings of the drone, and to remember your equipment. And it's also going to make sure you avoid the sort of mistakes that nearly cost me losing my DJI Light 2X1. And for me, that's where the real value lies. It's round about the price of a coffee, and it brings all the weather, the flight space, the flight planning, personalized settings, training, checklists, and drone knowledge together in one place. And for me, that does feel like really good value. So I would generally like to know what you think. If you've already tried Drone Companion, let me know. Would you consider using it? Or would you prefer sticking to separate apps, which for me just seems pointless now that I've found Drone Companion? Do let me know in the comments below, because I always do enjoy reading them, and I'll try to answer any questions as best I can. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to do the like, subscribe and the notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated. Make sure you don't miss any future videos. And take care, and I'll catch you in the next video. And thanks again for watching. Bye.